Chaos in downtown Denver.
I turned around right as the shot was fired.
For the first time in Colorado, dueling rallies turned deadly.
There was a verbal altercation that transpired.
Tonight, we're learning the man accused of opening fire is an armed security guard for a local TV crew. Plus, the Broncos game gets a one-day delay as the NFL grapples with quarterback COVID concerns. Who will be playing on Monday?
Here's the cost, $716.48.
Dodging road construction in Colorado is an action sport. So who pays when your tires get nailed? Contact Denver7 does some digging. We begin tonight with a downtown rally turned deadly, but this shooting was not between protesters. Denver police now saying the suspect in custody was a private security contractor. 9 News says he was hired to protect their journalists. The moment is caught on camera by our partners at the Denver Post. Photographer Helen Richardson captured these chilling images showing one protester firing tear gas as the other man in that photo, identified by 9 News as a private security guard, firing a gun and taken into custody just seconds after. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Jacqueline Allen. Denver7's Lance Hernandez was there at today's dueling protests. And Lance, Denver police are now making it clear that the suspect in custody, that private security guard for 9 News, is not affiliated with an Antifa group.
Not at all. Now, there were some tense moments after that rally. The pro-police or pro-law enforcement folks were rallying over there in Civic Center Park in the amphitheater. That rally had just ended. They were walking southbound in that little plaza area between the Denver Public Library and the Denver Art Museum when a shot rang out. Now, police scrambled to the scene. Witnesses were yelling and pointing at 2 men. The man who was shot lying just a few feet away on the sidewalk. Denver police say there was a verbal altercation between 2 men and that a handgun was drawn. I asked about reports that the man involved sprayed pepper spray before he was shot.
We're still trying to determine that. There was mace recovered at the scene, a canister of mace. We're still trying to determine, we're reviewing the evidence to determine if that's exactly what occurred.
Now, I also asked police about the law involved in case somebody has the right to defend themselves from pepper spray, and they said it depends on the articulation, and it will basically be up to the district attorney to make that decision. Reporting live over here near Civic Center Park, Lance Hernandez, back to you.
All right, thanks, Lance, and we will stay on top of this and have another update later on tonight. Another spike in COVID-19 cases here in Colorado tonight. It's the highest daily jump that we have seen since this pandemic began. Today, we added just over 1,000 new coronavirus cases, and that brings our total cases to more than 77,000. More than 2,000 Coloradans have died from the virus. After months of bone-dry conditions here in Colorado, wildfire activity is not letting up. Today, that fire in Garfield County shut down Highway 6 between the West Rifle and Rollison exits. Meanwhile, the Mullen fire burning on both sides of the Colorado-Wyoming border, that one reached more than 174,000 acres in size, and it's still only 21% contained. Now, keep in mind, with all this heat that we are seeing here today, this is what the weather looked like on this day last year. Yep, we were hit with a snowstorm. We even hit a record low of 13 degrees. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us now. Much different year 1 year ago. From ice back then to fire now. We are definitely under some fire danger here.
That's right. Well, we are expecting high winds, heat tomorrow, and with the winds kicking up, we have extreme high fire danger across the eastern half of Colorado. And today, we were just a couple of degrees away from a record afternoon high. So temperatures are well above where they should be by about 15 to 20 degrees for this time of year. 86 was our afternoon high today. We had 80s across the eastern plains, 90s to the south, and we do have high fire danger here in everything shaded in pink, and that is a red flag warning for high fire danger, smoke and haze with an air quality alert here for the Denver area as well. So those winds tomorrow, you'll notice them into the afternoon. They'll pick up late in the day, and we are going to experience potentially winds around 50 miles an hour for the afternoon. So high fire danger, a risk tomorrow, and the air quality warning. We'll talk more about how long this will stick around coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Stacey. You know, nothing like playing professional football early on a Monday afternoon. The Broncos get an extra day off tomorrow, and they will be taking on the Patriots Monday instead after several Pats players tested positive for COVID-19. Sports reporter Nick Rothschild has more on the Broncos player who's saying that he is ready to get back on the field.
In the wild year that has been 2020, this week 5 has been about as wild as it gets for the Broncos. I mean, shifting game times, injury questions, and hey, Drew Lock was even at practice. Let's get you caught up with our Broncos insider, Troy Rank.
While this week has been shrouded in uncertainty for the Broncos, one thing is clear. Phillip Lindsay will return and play on Monday night. Lindsay has not played since the first half of the opener. Why is this a big deal? He can help complement Melvin Gordon. Gordon is coming off a big rushing game. Lindsay can help with the rushing and also allow Gordon to become a better pass receiver. We really haven't seen that from Gordon this season. As for the Broncos, Drew Lock and Mike Purcell both listed as questionable on the injury report. I do not expect Drew Lock to start, but it hasn't been ruled out. I do expect Mike Purcell to play. Regarding the Patriots, QB or not QB, we don't know who it's going to be. That means Cam Newton still not practicing. Neither is Stephon Gilmore, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. So Broncos getting healthier as they head into Monday night in New England. For Denver7, I'm Troy Rank.
You heard Troy mention Phillip Lindsay. Going to be great to see the Colorado kid back in action on Monday. And Lindsay said today that while he was recovering from turf toe, he found a new lease on life and spent a lot of time with his newborn son.
It makes you, love the game even more because, just one split second, you're not out there no more. So for me, I got to learn and be patient. On top of that, it gave me some time to, reevaluate myself, be around my family, my son, and that's the biggest thing for me is just getting the time with my son. And now I'm ready to go back out there. I'm fully healed. And I'm ready to, have some spark plays and get some big plays rolling.
We've got a lot more from the Broncos coming up in sports, so don't you go anywhere.
Oh, we aren't. Thanks, Nick. All right, the Rapids should be playing LA Galaxy today, but that game is being pushed back after yet another Rapids player tested positive for coronavirus. This marks a disappointing run for Rapids fans with 4 games in a row knocked off schedule. It's not clear yet when this game against LA is going to be rescheduled. New tonight, the president's physician says Trump is no longer at risk of transmitting coronavirus. This was released hours after the president held his first in-person rally today since he came down with COVID-19. Hundreds showed up for that rally here on the White House lawn. In the note, his physician does not say that the president has tested negative for the virus or that the president has no symptoms. All right, just a reminder, check your mailbox this weekend. Today, people in Colorado started receiving their ballots. They were mailed out yesterday, but if you want to sign up for alerts to track your ballot, if you have any questions, check out our elections guide. You can find it right now on the denverchannel.com. Just in case you missed it, last night, Denver7 hosted the first televised debate between Republican Senator Cory Gardner and Democratic challenger John Hickenlooper. You can watch the entire exchange right now on the denverchannel.com. A flat tire is no fun. 2 flat tires, even worse, especially when someone else is to blame. That's why a local woman reached out to contact Denver7 today. She says a contractor's carelessness is costing her a lot of money. She's talking with Denver7's Sloan Dickey.
I'm buying new tires. I didn't come for that.
Tires aren't cheap.
Here's the cost, $716.48.
But instead of paying for those new tires, one woman says the city is giving her a bunch of hot air.
That's money I could have spent on my grandkids for school.
Let's rewind. Back in August, Deborah Porter was finishing her day.
I was driving home from work.
Her route took her right through a city construction site on Colorado Boulevard.
I was driving through Colorado Boulevard. That's the route I take down to 56th Avenue. By the time I got to 56 to turn off, my low tire siren came on.
When she got home, she found 6 construction screws in her tires.
4 screws in the back tire. Then I had 2 or 3 in the front tire.
Now, 2 months after being stuck with that $700 bill,
I waited a week, didn't hear from no one.
she says red tape is making that reimbursement
I called them again.
difficult. She's asking for half the cost to cover 2 tires that were damaged.
They said, well, we sent you out a claim form to your email. I never received the claim form.
After reaching out to CDOT, we were directed to a claims department, officials saying in a statement that if the damage happened in a construction zone, it should be filed with the contractor.
I'll be leaving on the 18th, going back to Mississippi.
She knows time is running out, but she isn't giving up and still waiting for that claim form. We, too, will follow up on her case. Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
If you have an issue you would like Contact Denver7 to look into, please reach out to us. You can email us at contact7@thedenverchannel.com. And I may be anchoring solo tonight, but I know I speak for everyone here at the station when I say thank you. Tonight, for the second year in a row, Denver7 was honored with the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence. We'll let the judges explain why we were awarded this honor.
This news team excelled, providing relevance, enterprise, and extraordinary journalism. It is a news operation that should be looked at as an example for stations across the nation.
And this award would not have been possible without viewers like you. Thank you for letting us share your stories and letting us do journalism that matters.